AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D allegedly launches next month, Ryzen 9 9950 by 3D and Ryzen 9 9900 by 3D next year. AMD is allegedly going to introduce its next generation 3D V-Cache CPUs starting with the Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D in the coming month, followed by the Ryzen 9 9950 by 3D and Ryzen 9 9900 by 3D in early 2025. Rumor points to next month launch of AMD's Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D 8-core 3D V-Cache CPU. High-end Ryzen 9 9950 by 3D and Ryzen 9 9900 by 3D Zen 5" chips in 2025. The rumor comes from Chifel forums, where it is stated that AMD is planning to launch its Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D 3D V-Cache CPU, an 8-core SKU, by the end of October, while the higher-end SKUs such as the Ryzen 9 9950 by 3D and the Ryzen 9 9900 by 3D will be launching early next year. To be precise, it is reported by the same forum member that the Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D will be launched at the end of October, while sales will commence in November. Previously, it was rumored that the AMD Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs might see a delay to CES 2025, but later, we managed to confirm that at least one 3D V-Cache part based on the Zen 5 architecture was still going to launch this year. Now the latest rumor might offer us an explanation of AMD's 3D V-Cache plans. As per the rumor, the information comes from a recent motherboard vendor's press conference, where they highlighted the upcoming X870 and X870 AM5 motherboards. It is mentioned that AMD was also present during the conference, whose employees talked about the upcoming Zen 5 3D V-Cache parts. It will be interesting that the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D would sit as the only 3D V-Cache option with Zen 5 cores on the market for a good while, till we get to see the release of the higher-end V-Cache SKUs such as the 16-core Ryzen 9 9950 by 3D and the Ryzen 9 9900 by 3D. The AMD Ryzen 7 5800 by 3D was the first 3D V-Cache chip, which was followed by the announcement of the Zen 4 3D V-Cache Trio, but it's well known that the Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D launched slightly after the higher-end SKUs. This time, AMD will be releasing the most popular SKU first, and the reasons are quite apparent. Intel is on the verge of launching its own Arrow Lake Core Ultra 200" desktop CPUs on the 24th of October. Given the numbers that we have seen so far, the Ryzen 9000 Zen 5" chips didn't bring in much bigger uplifts in terms of gaming performance, and the competition, including AMD's own Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D, topped the charts in games. With Arrow Lake, Intel might get the opportunity to tackle AMD with strong gaming and multi-threading performance, and the R&D team wouldn't like to give up on its gaming lead, hence we can expect them to roll out the Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D to regain some of that edge in the DIY desktop marketplace. Based on previous rumors, AMD's Ryzen 9000 by 3D 3D V-Cache CPUs are going to feature similar cache counts as the previous Zen 4 offerings, though with a range of new features including overclocking support. One leaker has reported that the Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D won't feature aux support, but our sources believe that is unlikely and that a future AJAZA release might enable aux support even if it's not present in the early SKU, since the 16 and 12 core models will feature support for it. Overall, it looks like gamers are in for a treat with both Core Ultra 200 and Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs hitting retail in the coming months. Now we can only expect the next generation GPUs to hurry up to take advantage of the extra CPU headroom.